Good afternoon. This is Mike C, of course, and the star of the show, as always, is Bucky. Bucky, this is Bucky 4.0. So say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. We haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought I wanted to, get some of these out so they don't stack up too high. And I didn't check other videos how much they've done, but we'll do that, after I record this. Today we're going to do video games, and I have a top 10, but it's actually top 12, because some games have more than one. I just didn't want to include, individual ones, but we'll get to that later. We have NES and Super NES. And I started out with NES. My brother-in-law had the system, and I can't remember exactly where we played it, and I just fell in love with it. That I got to get one, and I got one. Played a lot of great games. Then got a Super NES, and loved that even more. I didn't get any more after that, as far as Nintendo goes. But I did get two other systems, but which we'll get to later. But today we're going to do Nintendo and Super NES. I'm not going to make this a 3-hour video because that's ridiculous. I'm just going to mention, the top 12 of each system for me. I've had to play all these games and finish all these, which I think I did. I can't say I did for every single one, but I know of these two systems for sure. And I'll, give a little snippet of each game. Otherwise, I don't want this to last, like I said, 3 hours. It's ridiculous. All right, Bucky. This is in no particular order. It just says I came up with, the list. Crystalis. Very good game. I believe it was a role-playing game. Just a very fun game. I'm not going to go into it in depth because it's going to take too long. Then I have Shadowgate, which is very underrated. We spent a lot of time. Carl and I played that game a lot, trying to finish that. I had to look through magazines and books to find, the hints, and it wasn't a big thing on the internet back then. And I was stuck on the end for a long time. I tried everything I could think of. And it's just very, very clever, very well thought out game. And I can't remember where I found I think it was just as a fluke in a book or something. But I found the ending is like the only thing I didn't try. And never would have thought to even try it, but it worked. But it's a great game. I think there was a Shadowgate 2, but it wasn't nearly as fun as the first one. So Shadowgate, one of my all-time favorite of any system game. Dragon Warriors, I got 3, but I think there was 2. And Dragon Warriors is one of the first role-playing games that I ever played. And very, very fun. The numbers are different, 1 and 3, because it'd be 1 and 2, but that's Japan did it and Nintendo did it. So, but the both games on the NES, we'll put it that way. At the time, there was nothing like it. A lot of people don't like role-playing games. I love them. It takes a while. It's very methodical. You have to, build up, your players, hit points and life points. But I love them. They're fascinating. And looking back now, they're so basic. At the time, they were fantastic. Mega Man. There was like 3 or 4 games that I played. And I know I finished at least 2 of them, probably 3. I know there's one that I did not. Spent a lot of time on Mega Man. And had the weird first cover, which I never understood why they did it that way. Played a lot of Mega Man games after that. And again, I did not finish all of them, but most of them I think I finished. Mega Man, great, just a great name in the system. Solstice, another great game. mythical game. There was one game that was based on cards. That might have been it. You had to, shuffle cards, and I won't swear to that. I didn't do any research on that. But Solstice was a fantastic game. Final Fantasy is another great game. I don't have numbers in front of it. I just 1 and 2 for the NES. I know that when I do the Super NES, one of my all-time favorite games is coming up for that. But the Final Fantasy games, spectacular. Held your interest. Great storyline. That's one of the best things about role-playing games. Zelda, A Link to the Past. There was the first Zelda game, and the second one was even better. Well, I won't say that. The first one was pretty good. Second one was different. A lot of people didn't like that, actually. I thought it was very good myself. The final boss was a bear to beat, I'll tell you that right now. Again, first one, nothing like it. It's one of my favorite games. And I, played other Zelda games after that. Again, one of my all-time favorite games. Different system, but Zelda's a classic. And considering the main character is not named Zelda, that's the princess. But fantastic game, fantastic series. And if you don't play Zelda, I don't know, what you're doing on systems. Super Mario 2 and 3. The original Mario. I know I finished that. Like I said, that's where I fell in love with it, and it took a long time. To one of the best things I ever did on that was after I finished it, I went through it again and did the whole thing twice, just to see if I could do it, and I did. And I warped, and it didn't take nearly as long. But again, if you don't play Mario, why bother on the NES games? Other Mario games that were coming up, and but again, those are the classics. I've got Metroid, very fun game, different shooter game, scrolling game, and I tried the second one. There was one, either the second or third. I had a hell of a time, and I never finished it. I couldn't get past this one section, no matter how many times I tried, and I got just totally frustrated, and I ended up selling. I think I got it when I got the Super NES game or the system. Yeah, I couldn't beat the darn thing, no matter how many times I tried. And then there's a Chrono Trigger, another great RPG game if I remember right. Yeah, those are my best games on the NES. If you want to put yours on there, if you disagree, feel free to do that. Now, the NES, which is right here, Super NES, that's the Nintendo controller. Everybody knows that. Super Nintendo one, better system, but fantastic games on both. Again, no particular order. Illusion of Gaia, role-playing game. Fantastic game. And very colorful, if I remember right. And if you love role-playing games like I do, that's a must. ActRaiser, different kind of a game. You play a god, basically, and you have to defend your village. And there's other ones that try to knock you down, and very fun, different game. I really liked ActRaiser. Just enjoyed that immensely. Secret of Evermore, another role-playing game for Super NES. I said I was really into role-playing games. Get your money's worth, I think. And look for that one if you still have the Super NES. It's a fantastic game. Another Chrono Trigger. There were 2 versions of that, and I played them both. Final Fantasy, I've got 3 and 6, I think it says, but that's the one I really loved. That was the one with Kafka, the insane clown or whatever. Really tough to beat that entire game, but especially him. And if there's one role-playing game you have to play, it's that one. And there are many, many other Final Fantasy games after that. I never played any other ones, but my all-time favorite. I've got Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. Fantastic game. It's a fantastic game, and one of the best ever, regardless. And long game, make you think, but it's extremely the fun in that game is just unmatched, and it's obviously a classic. Mega Man X, that one I did not finish. I can't remember exactly why, but it was fun playing. I started to get, I guess, disinterested in it, so I stopped playing it. But it's a great game. Super Mario, 1, 2, and 3. Again, any Mario games in the system, you pretty much have to play. I mean, enough said. I don't even really say anything else about it. Super Metroid was the one I did not finish. But it was still fun. I just never got to it. Never finished it. I got Mega Man 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, the other ones in there. Mega Man was the first one, but there were other ones after that. And again, Mega Man's. I did not finish all the Mega Mans. Just ran out of time, I guess. Secret of Mana, another great role-playing game. One of my all-time favorites. And fantastic, long game, but one of my all-time favorites. Super Mario role-playing game, Legend of the Seven Stars. Buckle up for that one because it'll take you a long time, but it's worth it. And if I had to make top 5, that would be in there because it's a fantastic, fantastic game. So those are all my games. I may have made a mistake here and there. It's been a long time since I played them. May have duplicated some, eliminated some. There's some obviously games that are not on there that you might love. That's fine. If you want to comment, that's fine too. So I made these for myself, just to get it posted, and homage to the Super NES and the NES and Nintendo. I used to get the magazine. Got that for years, and a lot of great hints and upcoming events, and fantastic magazine for the time. And so that's it for that. Yeah, I don't see the time on here. There it is. All right, it's almost 14 minutes. So we got that one out of the way, Bucky. So the next one I might do the GameCube one. We'll see. There's 2 other ones. We'll see what I've got. Movies. I got books. I've got lots of different categories. So I might skip. We'll decide later. But I wanted to get one of these out of here. Just lighten the load a little bit. So for Mike Cinecore Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And this is Bucky 4.0 saying goodbye and be kind. All right, bye now.